Hey everybody, welcome back to the next episode slash installment or whatever you want to call it here on the Beardy and the Baldy channel of my personal top 13 movie countdown. Like I said in the first one, not a, I love the countdown lists. 10 didn't seem like it was quite it was a little too cliche. 8's my favorite number, so I wanted to do more than 8, but I didn't want to do 10. So I did 13, my second favorite number. So here we are, top 13 countdown, week number 3. Actually, this is a week late, so I apologize. But I'll be following up with number 10 as soon as I rewatch that one and get that up. So, without further ado, a little bit more to do. Counting back, number 13 was Empire Records. Number 12 was Grosse Point Blank. And this week, coming in at number 11 is the 2007 indie hit. It's actually, I think this stole a lot of people's hearts, whoever got to see it, especially the music in it, which is kind of the heart and soul of this movie, but between the lead performers. Anyway, number 11 in my top 13 countdown is none other than Once. Now, I much prefer the original cover to the poster and the DVD and everything. It'll probably be the picture I use in the little thumbnail before you click the video to start. But anyway, that's besides the point. This one's better because the original one was just them walking down the street, and the street turns into the neck of the guitar. And I thought that was really cool. And then they did one. I don't know if it was for American audiences or like more. I don't know why, but they had them holding hands walking down the street. And if you've seen the movie, you know that doesn't really fit with what happens in the movie. So it just felt like they were trying to force it to be a love story, like a romantic love story. And I'm getting ahead of myself here a little bit, but the posters anyway. So aside from that, this movie is. And I just realized today was the first time I've watched it since I saw it for the first time almost 10 years ago. It came out in 2007. I watched it. A friend of mine, Doug, came over. He brought it over and we watched it. And it was really good. It's a very powerful movie about just an emotional journey between two people that is powerful and moving and is not a romantic love story. I mean, they kind of tease you a little bit with it in the movie, but it is phenomenal. It's the two main characters are Glenn Hansard and Marketa Erglova, which they have an interesting story in themselves in real life that I don't want to say parallels, but it's very of a similar nature to the movie here in some ways. Glenn Hansard, I don't think either of them are given names in the movie. I think they're just like the man or the woman, if I remember correctly. But yeah, we don't ever learn their names. And it just starts off with this guy street busking, which I had never heard that term before. But he's just out playing his guitar in Dublin, in Ireland. And it starts off with this crazy guy who tries to steal the money out of his gig bag for his guitar, and it just kind of really sets off the tone of this film. It's a very real, very down to earth, emotional, well acted, well written movie, just about two people. Like he's playing in the streets, his guitar, singing these songs. He's also a vacuum repairman or a Hoover repairman, and she's selling magazines and flowers walking down the streets. And they just kind of she comes up when he's playing one of his original songs at night, and they meet and kind of kicks off a conversation and everything. And it's just this really amazing story of how these two people find each other, and throughout the course of the movie, how they learn more about each other, they push some buttons, they both kind of push each other one way or the other at certain points, but it's just really amazing how they kind of come together over music. And one of my favorite scenes in all movie history, one of my favorites, is a scene where they go into a music shop, like an instrument store, and there's a piano that the owner lets her play from time to time, and she's trying to get him to Glenn Hansard's character to play some more of his songs, his original songs for her. So he agrees, and he starts playing. He teaches her what chords and stuff to play through the piano, and she starts singing and playing along with him. And it's the song "Falling Slowly," which I'm pretty sure won the Oscar that year, or at least was one of the songs up for Best Original Song. And it's just this gorgeous, haunting song. I've definitely listened to the soundtrack to this movie. I've spent more time listening to the songs than I have spent watching the movie. It's a fantastic soundtrack. There's a lot of really cool music on here, and I love Hansard's voice and Ergolova's voice, like, together. They're great, but there's just something I love in the raw, kind of very soulful voice that comes from him. It's not necessarily what you would call like a pretty voice or anything like that, but it's raw, and it just gets to you, and that sort of stuff just really digs into me and speaks to me on different levels. I was a single guy at the time I saw this, and there's the frustrations of meeting someone, and could this be something? Who knows? And there was all of that, but seeing it now, I still felt a lot of the same things I did, but from a different perspective. But it's still a very well done movie, and it's still, like I said, I've only watched it twice, but it is in my top 13. It's the only movie in my top 13 that I've seen so little times. It's one of those movies that it's just so powerful. For me, it just sticks with me. And it was nice because there was a lot of little things that I had forgotten about, details that I had missed in the movie that was nice to catch up on and see again. And some movies, like, this one just hits a very special place where it's not got a lot of cool action scenes or really funny haha comedy moments. I mean, there's some laughs and there's some cool stuff that happens in the movie for sure, but it just speaks to me on a different level, and I've kind of given it the respect, and it's just not one to pull out just to put on. And there's other movies like that, but this one just got to a certain level for me. And I think, again, partially because of the music and the soundtrack. It's, in a way, it's a musical without being a musical. They don't break out into song and dance just randomly, like a stage show musical kind of thing, which is absolutely nothing wrong with that. But all the songs are they come from musicians, and they just come out naturally in the movie. I believe they worked, or Hansard worked on a movie a couple years ago. What was that called? I know I've got it on my shelf over here, but it's got Mark Ruffalo and Keira Knightley, and it's got a similar. It's all about music and not selling out and all this stuff, and it's another good movie. It doesn't quite hit the same level as Once, but there it is. I know I could probably say a lot more, but I think you should really just go out and rent this movie, download it, find it on YouTube. Not YouTube. What's that other thing that I can't upload to? Netflix. Yeah, watch it on Netflix if it's on there. I don't even know. If you like music, and granted, that's pretty broad generalization, but if you enjoy movies that have music as the heart of it, you will probably like this movie. Again, really good acting. It's really, really low budget in the best of ways. Like I said, it just makes you feel like you're right there. It puts you right in the movie, right in the scenes with them, and you feel it. And it's heartbreaking and uplifting and just soul quenching, like, in a lot of ways. Like, I keep saying like, and I didn't really think this all through, did I? I apologize for my lack of speaking better today. But yeah, Once, number 11 on the Beardy's top 13 movie countdown. Once. I highly recommend it. Go out, find a copy, rent it, buy it, stream it, whatever. Do not illegally download it. I do not encourage that at all. But yeah, check it out Once. And if you like it, buy the soundtrack. The soundtrack's amazing. Like I said, I've listened to that over and over and over, and it's amazing stuff. So yeah, it's a shorter video, but it's a short movie, and there's not a whole lot to say that doesn't give a lot of details, but it's just a really, really good movie, following just this friendship, this moment in these people's lives as they've come together over music, and how it both affects and challenges and alters them in their lives going forward in the movie. So it's a beautiful film, and I highly recommend it. So there it is, Beardy's top 13 countdown, number 11, the movie Once. And that's all I've got for this one. I'll be back in a little while with movie number 10. And you'll see what that is in a couple more hours, I guess. So yeah, there it is, getting caught up, and I'll be back on track with one movie a week on Sundays going forward. And I'll see you on Wednesday for Beardy's books, my comic haul this week. So yeah, check it out, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.